improvisation. So I hope you're ready to learn about improv in theater. So the first thing we're going to talk about is, what is improv? Well, it's to make something up as one goes along, or to wing it. You don't have any rehearsal, you're just making it up as you go. This is a great skill for actors to have in case something goes wrong on stage. You're gonna have to improv to get everything back to the way it was. So we're gonna learn a little bit more about improv. First, what can you improvise? Well, obviously theater, but let's talk about some other things, like music. Music you can improv. Jazz musicians use improvisation in their songs and solos. It's very, very, very easy for them. Food. When you're a cook, sometimes you can add a little more salt, add a little more pepper, add in something new to make something good. You're improvising right there on top of the pots and pans. Lots of great food and recipe were improvised by their creators, like chocolate chip cookies actually was an improv thing. They didn't just I'm going to make a cookie with chocolate chips. They just threw it in. All right, so improvised theater. Improvised theater, also known as short improv, is when a group of performers create an original scene and characters on the spot. The actors use suggestions as their basis for their sketches, such is provided by the audience or another member of the group. Now, not all improv has to be funny, but we are most commonly known improv for being funny. Now, there are two types of form of improv. There is long form and short form improv. Short form improv is made of short scenes around a predetermined structure or game that are driven by the audience's involvement. The audience gives us suggestions and we start. Then we have long form. Long form improv is a whole show of short scenes with related characters, stories, or themes. When you're first starting to learn improv, usually improv comedy, you're going to start with short form. It's a great way to get your brain to really start working, and it is one of the easier forms. Long form, you have to remember and recall a lot of stuff, maybe not even performed by you, to help this go along. Let's talk some more about these. Some great examples of short form improv that you can watch is Whose Line Is It Anyways and Wild 'N Out. These are two shows where you can look them up on YouTube and you can watch them play the short form. That short form predetermined way to play a game. They get suggestions from the audience and they make it up right there. Where can you do improv? Well, the correct answer is anywhere. You can do improv anywhere if there is an open space and people willing to perform and willing to watch. Just like theater in general. You can do theater anywhere as long as you have some space and people to watch and people to perform. Now, there are some very famous places where you can learn and perform improv. The first one, and the main one I'm really going to talk about today, is Second City Improv in Chicago, Illinois. This theater was founded around 1959. It offers all forms of comedy classes that you can take. And then they also have performances that you can go see that are based around improv in these classes that they learn. Some alumni that is noteworthy is Mike Myers, Tina Fey, Steve Carell, Keegan-Michael Key, Jordan Peele, Jane Lynch, Bill Murray, Ryan Stiles, and so much more. A great stepping stone for a lot of comedic performers is to go through to Second City and get some training and some performance skills. It's a great place if you want to learn more about improv to go. Improv leads to sketch comedy. So when you're an improv artist, it helps you better hone at making ideas and funny ideas quicker. So we always say that it's a great idea to do improv if you want to be one of those people in SNL, Studio C, Mad TV, and Keenan and Peele. These are people who improv on Monday, and then by Saturday they are doing scenes that they have written out of their improvs. That's kind of what they do in these different scenarios. Here are some quick improv terms that I want to review before I talk about some rules to performing improv. First one is the term improvisation, to make something up as one goes along, or to wing it, which should be self-explanatory by this point. Now the next three are applied for when you were performing improv. Deny. to not accept information given by your scene partner. You want to always accept something that's given to your scene partner because it's going to help you, not hurt you. So don't deny. Accept. Accept is to take the information given by a scene partner and add it to further the scene. So say someone comes up to you in a scene and goes, "Man, I really like walking our dogs in the park." You want to say, "Yes, I really like that." That's accept. Deny would be if you said, "We're not at the park, we're at the museum." That's deny. It is not very helpful for a scene. Number 4, which is very appropriate for schools, is blue. Using material that is nasty, dirty, or inappropriate. When you're going blue, that means you've used the material that is not a good idea for stage or for your audience that you're performing for. You always want to judge who you're performing for. If you're in college and you are performing for a college group, you probably could use some blue material. But if you are a high school student performing for middle school, you need to be appropriate and pick material that isn't blue. All right, let's go over the 4 rules. Rule 1, say yes. Say yes instead of no. No stops a scene, yes continues a scene. It will help you and your partner continue on whatever you're improving. Number 2, say yes and... When you say yes, always try to add more to the scene. Adding details will only help your scene partner and you have a better scene. So they said, "We're in the park." Yes, we're in the park and we're walking our dogs on a hot summer day. You've given more information, which is gonna help the scene be more funny and more interesting. Rule number 3, make statements. Don't ask questions. Questions force your scene partner to work harder. Questions often lead to short and boring scenes. There are some times when you have a game where questions are allowed, but in general, do not ask questions when you are doing an improv scene. Always do that yes and not ask questions. It really cuts a scene short. Rule 4, there are no mistakes, only opportunities. Sometimes the best part of improv is that you can throw away all the rules. Break rules to make it better. Don't break rules, just break rules. The point of the rules is to help you have a better scene. But sometimes there's an opportunity where something funny can really happen if you think outside of the rules. Rule 4 should be only for those who really know the rules to begin with. I always think that rule 4 should be for someone that is more advanced, and until you're that, always keep the first 3 rules. Well, Drama Llamas, that's it for today in improvisational theater. I hope you learned a lot. Go out there, look up some games, and try to play them today. All right, bye.